Sports Tonight, proudly brought to you by Ford Probe, the body and the soul.
On Sports Tonight Sunday, Sepsi gets a dream send-off from the Swans that helps Brisbane into the AFL finals. Frank Bruno wins a world heavyweight title after 9 years of sweat. And we go racing around the Whitsundays on a maxi yacht regatta. Good evening, I'm Bill Woods. Also on Sports Tonight, Monica Seles stays on course for the US Open final. Australia's Hockey Roos get ready for the World Championships too. But first up, Rugby League. And the ARL's first 8-team final series finished its opening weekend with yet another nail-biting match at the Sydney Football Stadium. Manly showed the championship quality of coming from behind when the game appeared to be lost. They snuck past Cronulla 24 points to 20. The Sea Eagles at one stage of the second half trailed by 12 points.
Despite losing their captain, Jeff Tuvey, before the start of the match, colour coach John Lang says his side showed there a genuine premiership hope.
I'd much rather have gone straight through, but, you know, I think we did show, both ourselves and probably the public in general, that we are up there.
We lost a bit of rhythm there early because Manly had so much possession, but, you know, we didn't drop our bundle at all. I mean, the thing is for us that we just had to get back into the game, and we did.
We didn't have too much possession in the first half, and what we did, we sort of dropped a lot. So we knew we had to control the ball, and if we can control the ball and put some pressure on the other side and get a few mistakes from them, then we can put some points on the board, and that's what we did.
We knew that in the second half, if we controlled the football a lot better than what we did in the first half, and put them under some pressure and force some errors, well, we'd come up with points. And basically, that's the way it panned out.
Now, following the weekend's finals, this is what happens next weekend in the Winfield Cup. Norths and St George will both be on holiday, unfortunately, for their supporters. On Saturday at the Sydney Football Stadium, Cronulla up against Newcastle. That is sudden death. The winner will play Manly the following week. On Sunday, it's the Bulldogs and the Broncos. Again, sudden death at the football stadium. That's it for the loser. The winner will play Canberra. The Raiders, like Manly, getting a break this week. A slice of history in AFL football today. The Brisbane Bears qualifying for a final series for the first time in the 9 years the club has been in the competition. And they have the Sydney Swans to thank. With Ron Barassi coaching his final game, Sydney came from well down to end a poor year for Collingwood, who now miss out on the finals. In Perth, the West Coast Eagles moved into 5th spot when they thrashed Fremantle at Subiaco.
It may have been the end of an era with Ronald Dale Barassi coaching his last game, but the Magpies were in no position to let him go out a winner. And with victory a must if they wanted to play in the finals, the visitors got off to a promising start.
Patterson, he'll shoot towards goal, and he's put it through.
Lockett was being well held early, but the Swans still managed to stay within 13 points at quarter time. The second quarter saw Collingwood set to take command, and nobody was better than skipper Gavin Brown, some of his work inspirational.
I think it's home.
Not even Lockett establishing a new Sydney goal-kicking record caused much joy. Former Swan Dermot Brereton helping his new side to a 25-point lead at the main break.
Brereton 15 metres out, kicks the goal.
The lights came on at half-time, and Sydney switched on with them. The Swans looking a different side in the third quarter, and with its lead cut to 12 points at three-quarter time, Collingwood was in big trouble.
It's good.
And in the final term, it was Sydney which appeared to be playing for a spot in the finals, as it ran all over Collingwood, Lockett finishing with 7 as the Swans ended the Magpies season in convincing fashion. The final siren signalled emotional scenes in 2 cities. Tears of joy in Brisbane, the Bears making their first final series.
I was very pleased that the Swans, lifted their performance and won the game, and we've got to thank them for that because they've given us the opportunity of playing in finals.
While for Ron Barassi, a fitting end to his 514-game coaching career.
Not the way you finished in that second half. And that last quarter, you got the sniff from the centre. It was just fantastic the way you finished. So I said, which means we can go on next year. That's a good point about it. If we can get Tanny's knee fixed.
Fellas, what about from the coach?
And in the last home and away match of the season, the Eagles moved into 5th position with a comfortable 53-point win over the Fremantle Dockers. After a forgettable first half from both sides, the Eagles shifted into top gear in the third quarter.
Put down the glasses.
It was all too simple for the reigning premiers, who at times almost embarrassed their fellow West Australians.
Kicks another one.
And to make matters worse for Freo, Madigan was booked for a clash with Kemp. But they can take plenty of heart from winning 8 games in their debut season, which was 8 more than many of the sceptics predicted at the start of the year. In the end, though, the Eagles were simply too talented, and they seem to be getting better as the business end arrives.
So after the minor premiership, the final 8 will look like this. Carlton on top, 4 games clear of the nearest rival, Geelong, with Richmond and Essendon, the other teams in the all-important top 4. And this is how the qualifying finals shape up for next weekend. On Friday night, Richmond and North Melbourne meet at the MCG, while Essendon and the West Coast Eagles play at Waverley on Saturday. Then Saturday night, Geelong takes on Footscray under lights at the MCG, and on Sunday, Carlton plays 8th placed Brisbane, that game also at the MCG. And coming up after the break, rugby union, motor racing, hockey and tennis, Monica Seles marching toward a fairy tale final at the US Open. Welcome back to tennis, and Monica Seles has breezed through her 3rd round match at the US Open. Seles lost just 2 games to Yoni Cameo, 6-1, 6-1 at Flushing Meadow. Conchita Martinez and Diana Novotná also through to the 4th round. In the men's draw, Andre Agassi a little too good for Stefan Edberg. Evgeny Kafelnikov also a comfortable winner, while Aussie Jason Stoltenberg pushed Boris Becker to 4 sets.
In front of a packed stadium, Australia's Jason Stoltenberg found the going tough early against number 4 seed Boris Becker. The German began on fire, grabbing the first set 6-2. But Stoltenberg soon found form and had Becker on his toes.
Yep, he got it.
In a set dominated by service breaks, the Aussie gained the upper hand to take the second